Gil, how optimistic are you about this supposed deal?
I gotta tell you, I can't be sure until it's not only authorized, but actually on the way, and until we can actually see babies, kids, mothers, whoever back home.
So what happened when you and other family members met with the Israeli parliament? What did it feel like to finally express your anger directly to government officials?
Well, I can tell you, my meeting in the parliament was very stressful because some of the parliament members that we met weren't at all in touch with what we were trying to convey, and they were actually trying to promote a capital punishment in Israel while we are trying to get our hostages back home. This is what you're seeing right now. This was an unbelievable discussion led by Itamar Ben-Gvir, a very right-wing minister here in Israel, and they treated us horribly, really horribly. They yelled at us, they screamed. You're seeing us screaming, but it's because they screamed at us first. They you know, in Israel, the mourning families and families of hostages are usually considered sacred in some way. But here, they just decided to target us and to treat us as political weapons.
So, you know, I know that the National Security Minister actually hugged you after you asked him not to. What did you say at that point? What did he say?
Well, I asked him not to put this matter on the table of discussion. Please just remove it, postpone it. Don't talk about capital punishment now, while there are hostages in the hands of Hamas, of a terror organization. And he looked at me and said, I'm going to do it anyway. And after we did all the discussion, well, I just begged him. I told him, I beg you to postpone this. Then he just rose up and decided that he's going to go and hug me. And I told him, I went up, I went up myself and I said to him, please don't do this. Please, I whispered so that he could hear me, but I didn't want to humiliate him. I said, please don't do this. He did it anyway. He just hugged me even harder. He kissed me on the head. And then he posted the picture on social media like he's hugging the families of the hostages. That was, I don't want to say humiliating, because I think it's humiliating for him to do such a thing to hostage families and to a person that clearly doesn't want this false sympathy, this plastic sympathy from him. What we want to see is not more death and not more empty talks about capital punishment, but clearly the other way around, the opposite, which is seeing life coming back from Gaza to Israel.
I understand you've had text messages from people claiming to know your cousin Carmel is okay. What have those messages said? And do you know who specifically sent them?
Yeah, well, I got it, the first one a few weeks ago, and then there was another one 4 or 5 days ago. They are built the same way. They say, hi, is this a relative of Carmel Gat? And I say, yes. And then the WhatsApp conversation started by saying, yeah, she's okay, she's healthy, she's in good hands, I can assure you. But I want you to know that we're in a shortage of some stuff and she might get hurt.